Is this the ultimate weapon in your RC armory? This is my Castle B-Link review and setup, and I'm going to show you why I think this is one of the best RC products out there at the minute if you've got a Castle ESC. Keep watching, see what all the fuss is about, because the capability this thing has got are absolutely mind-blowing. Here, and this is my Castle B-Link review. I'm going to talk you through the benefits of this first of all, then show you how to set it up, and hopefully you will then see why this is an absolutely essential purchase, because when you see the features this thing's got, mind blown. To give you some idea of just how powerful the Castle B-Link is a quick example of how you can alter the throttle curve on the fly. Setting that throttle curve I mentioned, simply click and set it as simple as that. You can play around with the throttle curve to your heart's content on there. So you can use it for speed runs or drag racing and completely alter the curve depending on what you want your car to do. Outstanding. Oh, and as I go on to later in the video, you can also do the same with the braking curve. Anyway, how much are they? They're about $40 to $45 depending where you buy them from. I'll put a link to it below the video. Why should you use one of these rather than using a Castle programming card or a Castle lead? Well, all Castle ESCs are highly programmable, but there is a slight problem. They're only programmable if you have got a PC. That is to say, you can get a link cable and plug it in to the ESC, and you can go online and use their free app and everything on there, but it's only if you've got a PC. If you have got a Mac, it will not work and you won't be able to program the thing with it because there is no iOS option on there. There is with the B-Link, as I'll come on to in just a second. So to get around that problem, the fact that I've got a Mac and not a PC, yours truly went out and bought one of these programming cards. There's a field programming card which you can plug the ESC into, thinking I could get around the problem of not having a PC at home. And the first one of these I bought, all the lights were flashing because it needed an update. The only way you can update it, from a PC. And for the RC car drag racing enthusiasts amongst you out there, setting the punch level, that's as easy as this. Well, punch level, you can change that from 100% to 30% with just one click. Simple as that. So when I eventually got my updated programming card from Castle, I was able to use this to program all of my Castle ESCs and thought that was pretty good, pretty easy to use in the field, and hesitated on buying the Castle B-Link for a while, and then somebody else demonstrated it to me down in store in JJ Customs, and I was like, mind blown. Anyway, let me show you just how easy this is to fit, and then just how easy it is to program it using your phone. And you can use an iPhone or an Android phone, so you no longer have the problem of having to have a PC at home to program your Castle ESC using a Castle B-Link. You can do it on your mobile phone and you will be blown away when you see what this can do. Well, with the Castle B-Link out the packet, it is simplicity itself to install on here. All you do is you plug your ESC lead into one side of the Castle B-Link, and then you take the other side of the Castle B-Link and you plug that into the ESC power port on your receiver, and that is it. It is ready to go. There is one actually tucked away, if you can see it just down there on my 8S Traxxas Rally here, because I need that to control the power of the XLX. And I would say, while I have it plugged in all the time in between there so I can adjust this thing on the fly from my mobile phone, you can program the ESC using the Castle B-Link and then remove the Castle B-Link completely, so you could take this from car to car. So you don't need to have it in there all the time, but if you can afford it, I would suggest leaving it in the car, then you can adjust it on the fly like I will show you. So it is very, very easy indeed to fit the B-Link to any Castle ESC equipped RC car you've got out there. Next thing you need to do, download the Castle Link app, log in or register, so I shall do that, and I'll show you exactly why I love the B-Link so much, and so will you after you see what this thing can do. Now for the next bit of this video, I'm actually going to show you an on-screen recording I've made talking you through all of the features and how to set up the controller. I'm not going to do it with the car running because you only need to power the car up at the end to send all of your settings over to the car, because if I have it running throughout the video, the fans are just going to make too much noise. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, let's switch straight to the screen recording. You can see on here at the minute I've got the 8S Infraction and the Traxxas Rally, so let's dive into the Rally and check it out. Now, you will need to either register or log in with your Castle Link account. Dead easy to set one up, but as I've already got one, I've gone straight into it. Here you'll see the two cars I've got on screen, the Rally and the A-Test Infraction. You can link a new controller. All you need to do is power up the B-Link in your new car and then hit new link controller. Provided the Bluetooth is turned on your phone, the B-Link will then pair with your car. But on the Rally here, you'll see there, Rally B-Link not found. That's because it's not turned on at the minute. Click on that. Take me to Mamba XLX ESC, click on that again. Here we've got Mamba XLX firmware. If you want to update that, data login facility says B-Link not found, but as I say, it's not turned on the Rally at the minute. What we're after is controller settings. If you click on current settings, you will see all of the ESC settings that the car currently has. However, I'll take you through some new ones. So we'll click on my settings, and you see at the top, send settings to controller. If the car is powered on and connected to the B-Link, that button is green, not grey. When you've finished, you can then hit send settings to controller and it will update everything. Anyway, what have we got? Here we go, LiPo cutoff voltage. Click on that. No cutoff, set voltage, auto LiPo on there. I'll just keep it on auto for the minute. Auto LiPo voltage cells, you can set the individual voltage you want on there. Reverse type, without reverse, crawler reverse, with reverse. BEC voltage, you can set it to whatever you want on here, but it does give you warnings. Like on there, you've selected an output voltage greater than 6 volts. This may damage standard receivers. Now I'm going to set it back to the 5.5 on the default one. You can also change it using the slider to drag along the top there. The sounds, you can disable the various beeps that come from the controller on that. Brake amount. Now I've got it set at 75%. I didn't realise the other day when I was playing around with the Rally, by default it was set at 50% on there, but you can drag it along the top there to whatever percentage you want. So if you want some particularly specific percentage there, you can do, but I'm going to have it on 75%. Drag brake, disabled in this case, but for crawlers you can go and set it on there. Once again, you can set the thing using the slider along the top, but I don't want drag brake on my Rally for sure. Start power, low, medium or high. Max power, anything from 30% through to 100% on that. Once again, you can drag that little bar at the top there to control the power. Reverse percentage, this was set on by 50% by default. Don't need that much on the Rally, so I've dragged that down to 25%. Punch control. So at the minute I've got it set on 30% as it's just running to wheelie endlessly, so I've dropped it right down. But if you want a drag racing, for example, you could set it on 100%. Now torque control, this is the one facility I've not used. Perform motor test. Motor test required to enable torque limit. You can only do that with it connected to the car. Now, current limiting. If you've got a Castle XLX ESC, by default it's set to 200 amps. And you look on here and you think, oh, 220 amps, Rich. Oh no, I'll increase that to maybe 280 amps. Drag the bar at the top and you can get it to its full setting of 400 amps on there. Now that is not immediately apparent if you are using the Castle Link app on your PC. Arming time for the ESC, that beep 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 it makes on there. You can change the arming from 1 second to 5 seconds. I'll leave that as it is. Link live enable, I have not a clue what that is, I'm afraid. Throttle deadband, so you could reduce that right down to being very, very small indeed for drag racing. Motor direction, normal or reverse, you can flick the direction using the app in just the blink of an eye on there. Motor type, you're brushless, or you can switch it to brushed with reversing. Sensorless motor timing, not an issue that I generally go anywhere near, but I'm sure the racers out there amongst you will appreciate that one. Data logging, just about every parameter you can think of, you can get the ESC to record, from BEC to motor RPM, controller temperature, etc, etc. You can also even change the sample frequency that the data logger samples at. Now, here's where it gets really interesting if you're into speedruns or drag racing. The throttle curve. You can click a point on there and drag the curve on there. Clear the point away, you can set another curve. Clear the point away, you can set another curve on there. So you can play around with this to your heart's content. I could demonstrate this far more practically outside on the car in the real world, but it just shows you the functionality the thing has got. Now you can do the same with the brake curve on there. So you can set points on there, clear the curve, change it round to your heart's content. So now, hopefully, you can see why I love the Castle B-Link so much. You can rename your profile on there, reset the profile to default. You can even duplicate the profile if you've got more than one XLX controller as an example. So if you're all done on there, you go up to the top. The car's powered on. You're connected to your B-Link through Bluetooth via your phone. You hit send settings to controller, and everything that you've just changed and programmed in on here gets sent to your Castle controller. Absolutely outstanding to my mind. And if you like, just remember guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully, as I've demonstrated with the app there, you can see the Castle B-Link is an absolute game changer in terms of what parameters you can change and play around with on the car. I think the thing of being able to alter the throttle curve, even the brake curve, for goodness sake, just absolutely mind-blowing to my mind. The fact that you can just change your BEC voltage over in just a second, your punch level, everything on there, and a lot of them you can just use that slider at the top to select which power level or braking strength you want on there. Game changer to my mind. Now, while I've demonstrated the Castle B-Link on screen to you there and shown you its massive functionality that it's got, the thing I really need to do is take something like this Traxxas A-Test Rally outside and test it on a nice long straight road, so we can say program in the throttle right at the top end, we can program in high punch level off the line and play around with the settings so you can see in real time how the car reacts to the changes you make on the ESC. But that is going to have to wait a few weeks until yours truly can get outside again. Like everyone else, I am stuck in shelter in place for the minute, so I hope that makes sense. But it's the kind of thing you could go out and buy right now, fit to the car and play around with it so you're perfectly happy, so that when you get to finally go outside and go bashing or flying along on your speed runs, you know exactly how the thing works. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. If you did, then please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.